Guys, this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time. We're going to talk about some different kinds of flashlights here, some different uses and purposes of flashlights. Now, this video may go a little bit long, but I think you'll get some good information and maybe some new ideas or some things you might like to try that you see on this table once I tell you more specifics about these items. See, that's the thing about being a gear tester. I have some insights and some stories and some things on these items that you might not have thought of, that it may be something that you hear and you want to use or put into your EDC system or in your car, see different uses for some of these things. So what we're going to go over, of course, handheld flashlights. We're going to go over weapons lights. I couldn't take this one off the gun because it's Loctited on. I'll talk about that. These are weapons lights here. And we're going to talk about headlamps. These two headlamps here. One's a Surefire, one's an O-light. I'm going to give you some insight on those as well. We're going to talk about rechargeable batteries that I use, the recharger that I use, and let's just get into this, guys. All right, guys, first of all, let's start out by talking about handheld lights. And as most of all of you know, I am a big fan of O-light. I love O-light's flashlights. The S2 baton right here, there's a lot of wear on this guy that you can see. I carried this for over 2 years as a backup to my main light, which is the Surefire E2D Defender in this Raven concealment holder that you can order from Raven products. People always ask me about that. So this is the E2D Defender Ultra. Really nice light. Downfall of this light, of the Surefire, is you have to use the CR123s in there. The body isn't wide enough to accept an 18650 battery like almost all of these can, except for the weapons lights and the headlamps. Almost all these can take an 18650 rechargeable. This you have to go with the Surefire or a similar battery, and they do have rechargeable batteries like this size as well, but for this kind of light you're going to want to go with these. So that's kind of a downfall of having the Surefire E2D Defender. Another downfall is the price. Truth be told, guys, I've used this S2 baton more than my primary light because I wanted to save my main light's batteries. Out in the field, I've used this more as my backup light than this light, and this never failed me unless I was out of battery. Other than that, this thing has never failed to work one time for me. Magnetic tail cap, which is always nice because you can stick it to something under the hood of a car. I sometimes stick it on a metal trash can and work on guns. Pull something metal over by where I'm working on a firearm, cleaning a firearm, and you can raise it or lower it wherever you want to. And I have a metal can that I would do that with. And that's what you could do with this O-light. And plus, it'll take the 18650 in there, rechargeable battery. Right now, as for a backup EDC light, what I've been going with, and I really, really love, is the M1T Raider by O-light. It takes one CR123, and I am using a rechargeable in here that you can find, and this has been working well. This is a 650 milliamp rechargeable battery. It lasts me, I've been testing it in here, it lasts me quite a while. This is a Nitecore battery. I don't even know where I got it. I think I just bought it off of eBay. This lasts me a long time in here, guys, and I recharge it and reuse it, and it always works well. This light went through the washer and dryer. That's why it's so dinged up. Never skipped a beat. It worked right after coming out of the washer and dryer. It still worked. Love this little light, guys, the S1 baton. I carry this in my hiking pack as like a third or second backup light to whichever I'm using. Lights like these, guys, this is a big time thrower. This is a smooth reflector. Anytime you see a smooth reflector on a light, it's for throw. A stippled reflector will give you a wide spill, a wide angle spill. This is a stippled reflector. Let me go ahead and get you a close-up of this stippled and the smooth reflector and tell you the difference. All right, guys, here's an example of a light that is all throw. Anytime you see a reflector in there that looks like a mirror, that's going to give you all throw. This is an example of a stippled or orange peel reflector. This gives you wide spill. Now this is a medium stipple, so this gives you a combination of throw and spill. but it is a medium stipple. There are some that are stippled more aggressively, which would give you a wall of light from left to right. But this has a balance of throw and width with it when you shine this beam out. Still, this guy is really a spotlight. When you use it outside, this thing is awesome. I'll have to go down to the park and let you guys see what this looks like at night and do some testing with it. All right, guys, moving right along. This is a light I'm testing right now. It's called the Sofern C8F. Never had one of these. Company contacted me, wanted to send me one out. I took them up on the offer. It is a smooth reflector. It has 3 LEDs in there. Seems okay construction quality. When I do the final review, I'll have a discount code for you guys if you want to look this up, and it'll be like something like $35, $36, which isn't bad. Comes with a rechargeable battery and a charger, and it is pretty bright, but we're going to go over that when I do the final review. Guys, my Olight Warrior, this is an awesome piece of equipment, smooth reflector. It does give you somewhat of a throw, but it does give you a little bit of a wide beam spill as well, but it does give throw. I have one here, the what they call the cigar grip ring right here. So you can hold it like this, and I am liking this Warrior X from Olight. Guys, now, before I forget, what do I like in 18650s? Orbtronics. These aren't cheap. I've had these for probably 8 years, 7 years. They're still going strong, these Orbtronics. I think they're like $20-some for 2 of them. Another one is these green. These are the Panasonics. These are like $8 or $9 a piece, I believe. And these have been working well for me too. I normally use these as like backup batteries to my Orbtronics, but those work well. Bought a little one of these cases on eBay. Lynx. This is an oldie, but a goodie. Very smooth reflector. And it has a feature that I like where the light ramps up. When you hold it, the light will ramp up or ramp down, and you can stop it at any point that you want to. You switch this tail cap here, and you can have different settings of the light output. So you switch the tail cap, and when you turn it on, see there when I have one strobe, and then I turn on another one, and that's on a certain brightness of light, and another one maybe full power. This one is like just a momentary when you push the button. This one's constant on, high power. That one's strobe. This one here is another different output. So the Lynx is a cool light. I'm sure they still sell it, but it's one that I like. It's a little bit big for carry. It does have a pocket clip, and depending, guys, on what you wear, what you do, what your job is, and different things like that will depend on what size of these you want to carry. We'll talk about different sizes for different things here in a minute. This here's no light I don't have much experience with. This is the M2R Warrior. I don't have a lot of experience with this one yet. This one's just kind of been sitting away. This does have more of a stippled reflector in there. So this is going to give you a wider beam pattern as well as some throw, but it's not going to give you maximum throw out of this light. This, as you guys know, this was a torture-tested S2 baton that I used as a backup duty light for over 2 years, and it still goes strong even to this day. Kind of retired it, though, when I got this M1T Raider. I love the size of it, the deep carry clip. It's got 2 output modes, just one that's on the brightest and one half pushes the low beam. And I really like this, guys, this M1T Raider. This is my daily backup duty light. It carries low. It's nice. The overall length is not bad. Taking off, 3/4 of an inch really does a lot to carry, and in the pocket that I carry in. Okay, here's an S2R baton too, guys. I don't use this one a whole lot. I have carried it. It is a deep carry pocket clip, and I like this little light, guys. This is a really, really nice light. One thing I really like about Olights is the magnetic charging capability. See, this is the charging base right here, and you just put it on there and it will charge your light right here. This will charge your light. You just plug this into a USB or your iPhone power brick, get it close, it'll charge your light, it'll turn green there when the light's charged, and you just simply pull your light away. So what's nice is you can have this charging on a nightstand. All you have to do is reach your light, and you can just pull the light right off, and you got your light coming on. So you don't even have to remove the battery. It's one of the really nice things about these Olights, guys. This here is the S1 baton. I really like this. This is a little bit different. It does have a magnetic tail cap, but you cannot charge it on that tail cap. What you have to do is take the battery out, and the battery has a little micro USB port in there. I'm going to show you a close-up. All right, guys, here's the Olight S1 baton battery. It has a micro USB port cut right into the battery that you can see right there. So all you do is you take the battery out, you charge the battery, and then once it's charged, you drop it back into the light, put your tail cap on, and you are back in business, good to go. All right, guys, just hang with me. We're going to get on to headlamps and weapon lights here in a second. Just trying to go over everything that I can to give you as much information as I can for the new people out there. Here's the charger I use, guys, the IntelliCharger i4. You can charge almost any battery out there in this thing. It's got little LED lights that show you the progress of the battery's charging, where it's at, and then when it'll blink, and then when it's charged, these three little LED lights stay lit, and that's how you know your battery's charged. This is by Nitecore. It's the i4 IntelliCharger. All right, guys, let's move on to headlamps. Now, I have this Surefire headlamp. It takes one CR123 battery. Here it is right here. I don't have a battery in it. You just basically turn this knob. The knob turns to infinity, and it basically ramps up and down to any level that you want the light output to be. It's not a bad light, but it's not my favorite. It's heavy for only having one CR123 battery. The battery doesn't last a whole long time. It is a Surefire product, so it is good quality. It has a nice pad right here for your forehead. But guys, what I use all the time for a headlamp is this Olight headlamp. This has a battery pack right on it, and the battery pack is rechargeable through USB, and it has a little indicator light to tell you how much juice is left in your battery pack. Guys, I wear this when I jog. I was jogging in the winter time and everything. I'd go drive to a park and I would jog at night. This thing was great. As you can see here, I'm going to show you a close-up of it's got a stippled reflector and a smooth reflector. This is a very unique light, guys, because one of the reflectors is actually stippled and one's smooth. This is going to give you a combination of both throw and spill. I love this thing, guys. Another good thing, if maybe you're not a runner and you don't go out and jog like I do at night and different things like that, what else I use these for is when I work on guns, guys. When I work on firearms, I have to have something to be able to see what I'm doing, even just cleaning guns. You want to clean your firearms and you want to be able to see what you're doing. You really need something like this headlamp. It'll help you to see what you're doing and to get everything clean. Right now, let's move on to the weapon lights, guys. Like I said, this one is on the gun because I Loctited it so it wouldn't move. This gun has about 1,200 rounds through it with the Viridian X5L. This is a David Bowie custom M&P. Best trigger on a polymer gun that I've ever felt in my life. It's like a Nighthawk 1911 trigger. No joke. David Bowie custom. The XL5 Viridian has a green laser and a light. I really like this a lot. It stays true. It's very accurate. The little screw here did back out. I had to Loctite it. It never backed out again. These are the Olight weapon lights, guys. I really like this one here. This is a light and laser combo. It has the swing arm there that it just locks right on the rail. You just close the little arm there and it locks right on your rail. It's got a red laser and a light. Maximum, guys, throw. Every bit good quality as a Surefire X300 Ultra. It's made out of the same material, and I just love this weapon light right here. Let me go ahead and put it on a firearm for you. And there it is, guys. I love the feel of the way the paddles work on here. And like I said, it's also got the laser, but I love the feel of this, guys. I like the on and off switch better than I do on the Surefire X300 Ultra. Just to me, it's got a very positive feel. It's got a very solid feel to it, and it's easier and more convenient to use the light with this type of paddle than it is with what the Surefire X300 Ultra has. Next, guys, these are the little Olight. Yeah, these guys put out a lot of light for what they are, pound for pound. These things are a beast. This is the older one before they upgraded. This is the PL1 Mini, okay? And this thing is very bright. It's 400 lumens. but it's kind of it didn't fit on a lot of guns because it's kind of long, and sometimes it would be too far back in the trigger guard, O-Light found. And some guns it worked fine, but some guns it was too far back in the trigger guard. So what O-Light did was they designed these PL2 minis where you could adjust where your ratchet system is here to lock it onto the rail. You can adjust this on top of the light back and forth to find out where you need it to fit on your firearm. I'm going to give you an example of that right now. All right, guys, here we go. I just locked this on this Glock, and as you can see, it's solid. The paddle's right there. Now, for some guys, if you have small hands, short thumbs, this may be too far from the trigger guard. What you can do is you can loosen up the screw here and move the body of the light back and forth. So depending on the size of the frame of the gun you have, you can go backwards or forward to align the paddles to get them in line with where you need them, whether you're using your finger or your thumb. You can line this thing up. So it gives it kind of infinite adjustability, so you can move it wherever you need it to be on the rail of the firearm. Just to show you guys, here's the black one on this Glock that was done by 5B Gunworks. This is a custom Glock. 5B Gunworks did all the stippling on this gun. Let me give you a close-up. Some guys might want to see that. All right, guys, here's the stippling. 5B Gunworks took about 5 months to get this back. He undercut the trigger guard, even put the pattern under there. Gave me the gas pedals on the side. Stippled the grip, no reduction. Left the finger bumps. And there is the PL Mini 2 Valkyrie right there. Awesome and very bright little light, guys. Really happy with the way that that light turned out. Holster companies are now starting to make holsters for these lights. All right, guys, I noticed that I did forget to mention a light that I wanted to talk about with you guys as well. I like this light. I've had this for years. This is a little Preon P2. I put some sticky tape on there. It's got kind of the rough texture to it. You can put this on gun grips, this tape. I put it on here just to hold it with. And I ordered this custom titanium clip for it, so that it would be much more strong for the pocket. Now, this is what I carry in a suit jacket inside pocket. This Preon 2 has 3 different levels of brightness that you can use and a strobe. And this little guy is really handy to have in your pocket, guys, or in a suit jacket when you need to go minimum carry as much as you can. I got the Eneloop rechargeables in there, and those guys are working great. I've had this thing for years, guys. Tuck it in a suit. It's like having an ink pen in there. You'll never even know it's there. And you always have 3 levels of brightness, including strobe when you need it. SOS and everything in this little guy. The Preon P2. Love that little light as well. So there you go, guys. I think that's pretty much about everything. Guys, I found this on the street. If you see these little lights, these gas station lights, these are nothing but junk. They're throw-down lights. They're basically trash. People go to a gas station and they'll see this for $2. Looks like it's got a bunch of these LEDs in there. But what it is, guys, it's just a plastic piece of junk, and it's basically disposable. It's like buying a disposable razor. It's like you put these little batteries in here. It's not even worth the batteries that you put in there. And, you know, once it's done, it's done. This won't last in any kind of harsh weather. You can put this in your glove box. The cold weather will probably kill it. Don't go to a store and buy something like this, guys. Don't trust your life to it. I found this out somewhere in the street, picked it up just because I thought it was funny, but don't ever trust anything with one of these. You know, you could let your little kid play with something like this maybe, but don't trust your life to that. Get something decent. Get an O-Light, Surefire, anything that you know, any good reputable brand out there you want to go with. I'm just giving you ideas and thoughts, different usages, and different things that I use in my life and how you can use them. Must have for the headlamps, for working on guns, maintaining guns, cleaning guns. I have to now have a headlamp because it really gives me the ability to see what I'm doing. So everything has its place, guys. All right, guys, until next time, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll talk to you real soon. This is DOF, and I am out.